Happy Thursday, everyone. We got a cool workout coming your way today. We got an on-the-minute work set, which is going to be a little bit more, a little different, we'll say. We got a little two-part action going on in this workout today. Before we get to that, let's talk about our workout. Our workout today is going to be 2 rounds, plank to down dog for 3 to 5 reps, plank lean 6 to 10 alternating, forearm plank rock of 20 seconds, just working back and forth, waking up those shoulders, and an arch hold of 20 to 30 seconds of work. From here, we have 2 rounds, taking that down just to kind of give yourself a once-over, get that core fired up, and get that internal heat fired up for the day. After that, we kind of go through and we're going to do a little bit of maintenance work on the body after yesterday's lunging experience, plus fire up some skills that we're going to see in the workout today. So in our workout, our warm-up, we have a dumbbell deadlift. We're going to do 3 per side, sumo or conventional. That's your call, depending on 2 dumbbells or 1. Dumbbell calf raise for 20 seconds, loaded or unloaded. Into a dumbbell hang power clean, 2 per side. Into a dumbbell standing march of 20 seconds, just waking up those quads from yesterday. Into a push jerk of 3 per side or push press, and then finishing off with some ankle pops for 20 seconds. So we're in between the skills of our workout today. We just have a little bit of ankle prep, a little bit of leg prep, just giving ourselves a chance to get those bodies moving after yesterday, because the lower half may feel a little concrete-like today, so this is going to give it a good chance to get things fired up. Now the workout is 12 minutes, so that's 4 rounds of work. What we have, minute number 1, we have a deadlift of 12 reps total. So if you're using a single dumbbell, it's 12 total reps. When you're finished the 12 reps, you are going to do 30 dumbbell jump overs. So lateral jump over, skip over, step over. Minute number 2, hang power clean, 8 reps total. Then you're going to rock 30 dumbbell jump overs. Minute number 3, push jerk for 6 plus 30 dumbbell jump overs. Then repeat. Back to the deadlift, hit the jump, back to the jerk, the hang power clean, hit the jump, and back to the jerk, hit the jump. Now, 30 can be a big number depending on how comfortable you are with jumping, especially over the dumbbell. We want to make sure we're keeping you clean, jumping over that dumbbell, stepping over that dumbbell nice and solid. So I want you guys to have kind of an idea of this work set. I want you to have at least, we'll say, 10 seconds of rest. So if you finish, say, your deadlift or whatever movement is in that minute, and then you're doing your jump overs, and you're like, okay, 20, and you're like, 45 seconds, take a break, all right? Give yourself that time, all right, to rest, recoup, and get ready for the next movement, all right? So I don't want you to worry about the number of jump overs. I want you to think about it, just no more than 30, but if you don't hit 30, that's okay. Not a big deal. I just want you to think about that extra little movement after our dumbbell movement to keep you in the game and keep you moving throughout our time frame today. All right? So it's a cool little work set. We'll have some fun with it, but please don't be too worried about that dumbbell jump over number. Think about getting what you can do in the time frame you have leading into 10 seconds remaining in the minute. Now, let's get you warmed up, ready to go. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Let's get those feet under the hips. We'll take the arms big and tall. We'll reach to one side. We'll come back up, reach to the other side. We'll come back up. We're going to scratch our back and just reach to that side body. Oh yeah, come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back and reach. Oh, good. We'll come back up overhead. We'll forward fold, touching those toes. We're going to walk up those shins. We'll come down, frame a foot. Step the foot back into our lizard. And we're just going to lower the back knee, we're going to press the hip, and we're going to open up with the outside hands. We're going to open up to the side, we'll come back down, press the hip, come back through, outside hand, back down, press that hip, and one more time, open up, and plant that hand. We'll straighten out the back leg, step back into our down dog, come back into our plank, and step that foot up. Nice and square in those hips. We're going to lower the knee, press the hip, open up through the side. We'll come back down, press the hip, open up through the side, down, and press the hip, and open up to the side. Back down. Set those legs, straighten the back leg, step it back into your down dog. Setting up those arms, we're gonna walk the heels out nice and slow. So no rush here, just walking them back and forth, nice and steady, nice and slow. Take your time, and we'll come back into our plank. Tiptoe those feet all the way up, and roll ourselves up. Big stretch, big reach, big reach. Good, come down with the arms. Whew. Let's rock and roll, you guys. Let's have some fun today. So, if you'd like to do some more gentle warm-up, a little upper body, a little lower body, take that down, pause the video. We're gonna start up with that core work and get you guys getting that internal temperature fired up. Our first phase of warm-up is gonna kickstart off with our plank to down dog. Again, just waking up our body, waking up those shoulders. So I'm gonna turn profile so you guys can see a little bit better. Hands are gonna be just outside the shoulders, but under the shoulders. I'm gonna push my shoulders to the ceiling, pull my ribs in. Now from here, I'm gonna maintain this shoulder position, this active position, as I pull my hips back. Softening my knees and ankles so I can get a good hip angle. And I wanna think about those shoulders rolling to the outside. So my armpits are pointing towards my toes. From here, I'm gonna come back into my plank, pulling those ribs in, pushing my shoulders to the sky, and then pulling those hips back and up again into that nice down dog position. Working through those positions, I'm just gonna take my time, working through that range, really opening up those shoulders. If you'd like to add in a couple heel presses in between in that down dog position, just for prep for later on, please be my guest. Wake those calves up, give yourself that moment to get those things ready. Our next exercise is gonna flow right into our plank lean. So we're gonna wake up the shoulders to that lateral movement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our hands, again, same position as they were in for our plank to down dog. I pull my ribs in, I press my shoulders up to the sky, and I want you to think about continuing to press that floor away. We are going to lean to the left, keeping those arms straight. We are going to lean to the right, keeping those arms straight. And again, we talk about this often. If you need to take that moment in between the two sides in that full plank to reset the shoulders and the core, please do so. Also, there's 6 to 10 reps here. If you'd like to split those reps in half, stop, give yourself a little rest, give yourself a couple cat-cow curls, reassess the plank, reset that up, and then start your last set of leans. Also be my guest. It's a great way to maintain good position and also get a little extra shoulder love in that cat-cow curl. Once we're done our plank leans, we're gonna continue working on those upper backs and shoulders with some forearm plank rocks. So we're gonna go forward and backwards now in that forearm plank rock. So I'm gonna get my forearms down on the floor, elbow stacked under the shoulder. I'm going to establish the shoulder position first. So I'm pushing the shoulders up to the sky, pressing into the floor with those forearms. I step back into my forearm plank, pulling those ribs in, nice and set, and now I'm going to pull my body forward with my arms and my upper body and push back. My arms aren't moving, but I'm keeping my shoulders and my hips level. So we have to try and resist the urge of going back into a dolphin. We're staying level and level, nice and smooth back and forth. It's also known as a body saw, which is a very interesting name for that exercise. But you'll feel that in that nice pull, that nice pressure. You're gonna feel that through your lats and through your side body and get that good sensation through that core. Really actively though, again, push through those arms so we keep that shoulder stable and active. From here, we're gonna lay on our stomach. We're gonna finish off our core work with an arch up. So we're gonna work that arch hold, that static hold. Toes are together, arms are reaching out to the front, and armpits are down towards the floor. Squeezing the toes, I'm gonna inhale, reach long with the legs and the arms. Keeping the armpits towards the floor. I'm gonna reach, and hold that position. Working on breathing at the same time, so I'm not just holding my breath for 20 to 30 seconds, I'm actively breathing in that work set. With this movement set though, if that double foot action is a little bit too much, we can work on an alternating hold. So we hold that nice long reach, and you'll notice that my arm and my foot are the same height as if I was doing a double. All right, I'm not trying to get this back leg super high just because I'm doing a single. So you'll hold half the time on the one side, flip to the other side, and hold the other half to balance out the body in that unilateral work. There's also nothing wrong if you are someone who is always doing those arch holds with both hands, both feet. There's also nothing wrong with doing that unilaterally because there is benefit from working the body opposite sides. So take a break with that double and play with unilateral and see how it feels. You might find that one side feels a little off in comparison to the other, and that it's been kind of being helped by the other arm and leg, so it's a nice way to work on balance. As a quick recap, we have a plank to down dog for 3 to 5, adding in any heel presses if you'd like. Plank lean for 6 to 10, alternating back and forth, working on that good pressure up towards the ceiling. Forearm plank rock for 20 seconds of just nice, smooth, steady flow, working again on pushing those shoulders into that good active protraction. Arch hold for 20 to 30 seconds, either unilateral or both hands, both feet. 2 rounds of that just to get the core fired up, get the heat going. We're going to come at you in this next phase, which is going to be a lot of dumbbell skill and some lower body prep. Pause the video, rock it, come back and join me. Alright, you guys, we're going to kickstart off our dumbbell work with our deadlift. So our deadlift is kind of the first movement in our work set today. You can do this sumo style or conventional style. We are working unilateral in our warm-up today, so you're going to work with a single dumbbell throughout the warm-up. But if you are using 2 dumbbells, you'll obviously be doing that conventional deadlift with a little narrower feet. But if you have a single dumbbell and you prefer the sumo, there's nothing wrong with using that sumo deadlift throughout the work set. So I'm going to demonstrate both just so you guys can see. The action of the body and the hinge are identical. It's just a slightly different stance. So the first one we're going to cover is that sumo deadlift. So I stand over top of my dumbbell so it cuts my feet in half. My feet are roughly my squat stance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hips back and down towards the dumbbell, keeping my chest up, and I'm going to push through those legs and stand. So turning profile so you guys can see the hips, I pull the hips back to get that hinge, and then I lower my hips and shoulders together at the same time. So my chest is a little higher, my hips are a little lower because of that extended range of motion. Now with the conventional deadlift, my feet come a little closer together so my knees don't interact with my arms. The dumbbells are held to the side of my body, the hinge is the same, and then I lower down. I may not be able to get as deep with that good back position, but you'll notice that my dumbbell will stop wherever I can maintain the best back position possible. So again, from the front, my feet are much narrower than my sumo, the hinge is the same, my chest position is up, and I work on that nice, solid hinge pattern. Flat feet, of course, working with that weight through the midfoot. After the deadlift, we move into our dumbbell calf raise. So you're either going to hold the dumbbell suitcase style or to the front by the bells. Your feet are going to be underneath of your hips, toes are going to be straight ahead, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes, set the ribs, you're going to work on that nice, smooth calf raise. You don't have to go super slow, but if you like that little pause at the top, with that slow lower down, you can, or you can keep it nice and steady, moving nice and smooth. The biggest thing here, you guys, we want to make sure that we're really trying to stay balanced between the big toe and the pinky toe. It's very common for people as they push up to roll outwards onto that pinky toe. We want to think about pushing square through the foot. There's also nothing wrong with doing this one barefoot, because it's a great way to feel your feet and make sure that those feet are active and working really well. We'll find we may have a harder time balancing barefoot because we spend a lot of time in our shoes. But if you don't want to take your shoes off and on, then it's all good. But it's not a bad exercise to play with barefoot every once in a while, especially if you do a lot of hiking, a lot of running, a lot of just active stuff with the feet. It's a nice thing to do every once in a while, is do those barefoot. After that, we're gonna work on our hang power clean. So I'm gonna deadlift that dumbbell up. The hang power clean will take the dumbbell from the hip down to the knee with that good deadlift hinge. So I'm just gonna show you from the side first, but I'll also demonstrate from between. The hinge is the same. I take the dumbbell to the knee. From here, I'm gonna push through those legs and hips as I open, landing in that power position, so that little power squat, and then I bring my feet back together. I pull back to that hinge, nice and hip position, nice and solid, and stand. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a little pause either as you take down that receiving position, just to show yourself balanced and in good position. Now, it's exactly the same if I take it from between, except my feet are a little wider. I take the dumbbell to the knees and I drive through the legs. I still keep the dumbbell close to my body. I'm not letting it swing out in front. So between, I come down, I come back to that same position. So we want to make sure that we keep that good solid position the entire time. Now after the hang power clean, we're going to move into some standing marches. And you can hold this at the suitcase. You can hold this Zercher style kind of to the front. You can do a goblet, whatever you want to do, even front rack position. We just finished the clean, so you might just go right into it from there. And again, with that standing march, all we want to focus on is that squeezing of the glute, shifting our weight, lifting the leg, and lifting. So you'll notice the difference between those butt kicks we've been working on for our run technique and our standing march. We're using our quad and hip flexors more in the standing march, where in our pose method step, we're pulling the heel under the glute. So we want to make sure we're using that, and the foot is going to come slightly forward, and it's going to keep that knee nice and high to the front. So nice and high up towards the chest. So there is a difference there, and you will feel a difference in activation. We're looking for that quad and hip flexor on this standing march. After that, we're going to move into our push jerk or our push press. So I need to clean the dumbbell back up to the shoulder. So the dumbbell is in that front rack position. My feet are in a hip width stance or just outside. Those toes can turn slightly out so that when I dip, I can keep my feet nice and flat and my knees going slightly out to the side. Now from here, the dip and the drive is the exact same in the push press and the jerk. So I'm going to demonstrate both for you. So I get set, glutes are tight, glutes are tight. I dip and drive for the push press. Push using those legs and hips to do the work, and the arm finishes that kind of momentum that the hips and legs give. Now the jerk, we get the same dip, except we're going to drive and then push ourselves quickly under the dumbbell. So we get the dip, we land in that little power position, we come back down. Dip, pop, stand, come back down. Dip, pop, stand, back down. If you're not quite comfortable with the jerk just yet, but you'd like to work on that skill and build the receiving position, after each push press, there's nothing wrong with working on that pause dip in the overhead position. Because what that's going to do is it's going to help build the receiving position of the jerk with the dumbbell and open up those hips, knees, and ankles, allowing us to get that comfort zone in that overhead position. So that can really help build the jerk for future use, all right, if you're not quite comfortable using it just yet. So if you'd like to do that, you're more than welcome. If not, that's fine too. Just work the push press, work on that good vertical dip drive, and that good overhead position. Now our last exercise is our ankle pop. So our ankle pop, again, is that skipping without the rope. So we get our elbows in tight. My hands are slightly forward of the body, just as if I was going to use them for skipping. I squeeze the glutes, I pull the ribs in, I get myself set up. I'm going to allow my knees, ankles, and shoulders to be relaxed, but I'm keeping the midsection, glutes and core, nice and tight. So I get myself into that nice hop, working on that good rebound, letting my wrists relax, and just allowing my wrists to be the only thing that moves in that hop. The other variation you can play with is a non-jumping ankle pop, which I'm going to start coining the ankle pump, because it's going to start firing up those ankles. But what we're looking at is that same action, glutes tight, ribs tight, but we're not leaving the ground. So we get that little big toe and the pinky toe, but we're not actually leaving the ground, but you're gonna feel that same kind of elasticity just without the impact. So it's gonna be a little nicer on the Achilles and a little nicer on the calves. The calves are gonna get fired up, but it's not gonna have that impact as the ankle pop would have. Now, if you're a skipper and you have room for skipping and you like to skip a little bit, you're more than welcome to skip in place of the ankle pop, but play around with it, have fun, work on that leg prep, work on those skills, and we'll take it from there to get you prepped for the workout. So pause the video, take that down. It's a quick little recap. We have a dumbbell deadlift for 3 per side, sumo or conventional, dumbbell calf raise for 20 seconds, dumbbell hang power clean for 2 per side, dumbbell standing march for 20 seconds, holding it wherever you would like, into a dumbbell push jerk or push press for 3 a side, and followed up with some ankle pops or that ankle pump, working on that little bounce and rebound. 2 rounds of that is going to get you ready to go, fired up for this work set, and then we'll get you going on the minute for 12 minutes. The workout is here. Conveniently enough, we have just finished talking about all the skills in that workout in our previous warm-up set. So if you need any kind of points of performance, please scroll back, check out the deadlift, hang power clean, and push jerk in that last piece of warm-up we just did. But the only thing we're going to cover here with this workout is the dumbbell jump over. And I want you guys to have some options here. So we can work on a 2-foot jump with that little kind of hop. We can work on that rebound if we'd like. We can do a little skip step, and we can do a step over, okay? So the purpose of this work set, we're going to go through our 12 deadlifts, either 6 and 6 or 12 with 2 dumbbells. As soon as we're done those deadlifts, we're going to start moving into that lateral hop, lateral skip, lateral step for 30 reps, or till the clock says 50 or you have 10 seconds left. So no more than 30 reps or 50 seconds of work in that minute. Once you're done, you can rest, you can breathe. Whew, get ready for your hang power clean. Beep, minute number 2, you'll do 8 cleans, or hang power cleans, sorry. Then you'll put the dumbbell down, go back into that hop, 30 reps or 50 seconds in that minute. Minute number 3, we'll clean it up, work on the push press for 6 reps, and then 30 reps or 50 seconds of work. So we want to give you guys that option and that play. Now if you're looking at this going, wow, that's a lot of jumping. It is a lot of jumping. So if you'd like to play around with this, maybe with the deadlift set, you do the jump over. Maybe with the hang power clean, you do the skip step. And maybe with the push jerk, you do that little step over and just work on a fast lateral step, working on a quick rebound with that toe. As soon as that toe hits, you're back over. So you can kind of experiment with that. You can make this workout yours and have fun with it. If jumping's not a big deal, rock the jumps on each one, or do a jump, skip, jump combo. Have some fun. Play around with it. Make it yours. All right? But this is going to be a cool, fast-paced minute work set. You're going to be working nice and steady throughout this work set, but we also want to make sure that we're giving ourselves a chance to have some transition. So give yourself that 10-second time frame if you're working on those jumps. Give yourself that 10 seconds of transition, okay? As always, you guys, I'm really looking forward to hear about this workout. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you use for weight. All right, we'll see where it takes you. But as always, work for quality, have tons of fun, and we will see you tomorrow to close out the work week. Here we go, you guys. Friday's on its way. Bye, you guys.